Hi, Crazy Chris. I want to wish you, Colin, Cameron, Dell, and Flea, and the HORRORific podcast a happy 5th birthday. I'm going to check out what you guys are doing. It sounds fantastic. And now, about your great questions about the costumes of killer clowns from outer space. You know what? They started out like this, just drawings, the clowns much simpler, and just black and white patterns and stuff. I had no idea of what fabrics would be available. They became this kind of a thing. These are the very first sketches, concept sketches of what the clowns might look like, and they went through quite an evolution. These are the clowns. This is Jumbo. Well, we called him Killer back then, but the fans renamed him Jumbo, but that's okay. I did, clowns like this, a checkerboard. Yeah, you can go black and white, but, I figured maybe we can do reds, purples, and blues and stuff. This character actually appears in the video game. All kinds of things that may show up later on, but these are just some of the variations that, some of them weren't chosen. But you can see they're just, basic patterns. This is Clownzilla, and it's interesting. What I did with Clownzilla was just the black and white stuff, and then I took a trip to the garment center downtown LA, and I looked for the wackiest, craziest available fabric patterns and stuff. I found some really good ones. At the time, in 1988, we didn't have the budget or the resources to be able to fabricate and print our own custom patterns on it, which I hope we'll be able to do 40 years later, with the technologies available to us. So I had to basically go with the costume designer, and I did some color sketches, and I brought home samples of the fabric, and Darcy Olsen was able to fabricate the pod suits in the basic shapes of the characters, and use the ones that I found and some that she found, and make the collars. And she was being very inventive, with the collars. In terms of your theory about the clown suits being space suits, you know what? I didn't think that, I didn't give it much thought. At the time we were making the movie, they were just clown garments and collars and stuff. But some of the early concepts I came up with were very more 50s and 60s, outer space science fiction things. So you're on the right thing. The fact that they exploded is because they're clowns and they think it's funny when they explode into confetti and fireworks. I don't think it has anything to do, I think they breathe oxygen. They have big red noses, don't they? But yeah, this is don't show anybody, but these are some of the concepts that I was working on, for, a sequel down the line. It's only been about 39 years, but, a very outer spacey, maybe too outer spacey, but you can see it still has a clown flair. Nobody's doing clowns like this. And I had some really cute ones, some very, funny characters and stuff, and, very otherworldly weapons and patterns and stuff that now we can do custom if somebody would let us. For your interest here, this is what the thing at the bottom of the fireman's pole was in the fun house there, or in the clown spaceship. You don't want to slide down and let that thing. You only saw it for a brief moment, but wow. You know what? This is a very interesting drawing. This is the Terenzi brothers fall in the ball pit, and these are the clown girls. You can see that I designed very sexy custom jumpsuits, skin tight, to show the Terenzi brothers' favorite thing, the giant boobs. You know what? It was a one-shot deal. We didn't have any plans. I didn't have any drawings other than that one. And Darcy was so filled up with, on her schedule, with making the Clownzilla suit and everything, that she just basically kludged together, like we did with the clown girls. We used the masks of, we used a killer or jumbo head, scrap casting, and a shorty head, and we made the clown girls with wigs, and Darcy came up with the wardrobe and the inflatable boobs. She did a good job. She, you know, like all of us, all the art departments were overwhelmed back in 1988, and you know, I'm really proud of what was done. This is you know, something that, you know, I gave this, you know, color to Darcy, and she came up with the costume, you know, matching the bodysuit, the posture, and the basic colors, and she added a little sparkle to it. So I was very happy with what was done, given our limited resources and schedule. You know, I've been doing you know, clown drawings for you know, a long time. You know, just like you can see, you know, the different things, and hopefully I'll get to show you some of these in a sequel if somebody, you know, gets serious. But in terms of you know, spacesuits, we can make it more 50s sci-fi spacey, and I'm really interested in your theories of where the clowns came from. In terms of the popcorn clowns, what they do is, you know, unfortunately, they're not baby clowns. Wherever they fall, if you put them in a dumpster, or the toilet, or the water of the shower, they will grow and mature into bigger things for one reason or another. The one from the toilet grew faster and bigger, if you remember. We wanted to do to the toilet what Alfred Hitchcock did for the shower in Psycho. See, we're sophisticated filmmakers. But, you know, thank you for your interest. I'm going to listen to your podcast. I love your theories. I love hearing fan theories about killer clowns from outer space. It's because of you that it's become a cult classic, and we're really grateful for that. So I wish you a happy 5th birthday to Horrorific Podcast, and I wish you all the best, and I will be in touch. Take care.